everyone, Mitch coming in from the Command Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So today's episode is an important one for you if you're a Commander player, which I assume you are if you're watching this episode. Attention Commander players, you need to know this. Let's jump into it. And this is that there are brand new insane things that will be happening at your table with some brand new exciting and, well, pretty crazy cards coming from Edge of Eternity. So let's jump into them. First up, Sammy, Wildcat Captain. Now, this one is an absolutely devastating commander that you need to be aware of and what it can do. And we'll talk about the other card that works incredibly well with this one that you're bound to see at the table. This is a 4/4 double striking Vigilant Human Artificer Rogue for 6 mana in Boros. And you might think, oh, okay, that means basically it's probably going to be a Voltron-y commander. And sure, it can do that, right? But you don't need to do that because it says spells you cast have affinity for artifacts. My goodness, Wizards. Affinity is definitely up there on the Storm scale, a very broken mechanic, and something that we have not seen on a commander, like giving affinity to other things. We have seen commanders that have affinity themselves. We've never seen one giving affinity to other things in artifacts is the most broken thing you can give affinity to. So, this plus, well, Ancestral Statue equals your opponents are probably gone. A 3/4 golem for 4 mana. When it enters the battlefield, return a non-land permanent you control to its owner's hand. Very simple, very effective because, well, it can bounce itself. You basically go, I play it, I bounce it, I play it, I bounce it, I play it, I bounce it. Isn't this fun? Yeah, that's kind of how it works. It's very easy to set this combo up. Obviously, you just need 4 artifacts in total in play with your commander, and then all of a sudden, you play this for free. You play it an infinite number of times. Now, that doesn't win you the game. That does give you infinite storm counts, like a grape shot would win you the game. Or let's throw an artifact out there just as an example of how to win. Molten Gatekeeper. 2/3 golem for 3 mana in total. But again, for this commander, it's going to be 1 mana. Just a single red mana. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Molten Gatekeeper deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you can unearth this if you want to. So, even if it's dealt with, you can still get it back for that turn that you're going off. And yeah, you need to be aware of all the crazy things a commander like Sammy can do. Well, when it comes to absolutely insane artifact defending shenanigans that really are now possible. So yeah, be aware of that, opponents of Sammy. Moving on, Oroid. Yeah, a really cool name. And also a really cool card, a 1/3 plant worm for 4 mana in green. Every single time I see plant, I want to say planet, because we've got planets now too, apparently. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X++1 counters on each creature you control. X is this creature's power. My goodness, this is a mythic for a reason, and its mythic power definitely does not disappoint when it comes to it working incredibly well with many cards. There are some absolutely insane, bonkers things you can do. I mean, at the very least, if this is just left alone, it's just going to keep growing in power. Again, counters on each creature you control, not each other, so it keeps growing in power itself and helping other creatures grow too. But yeah, there's some ways to, get a little more power on this a little more quickly, get those counters out there, and take advantage of them. And one of the biggest ways to take advantage of that your opponents will never be able to take back is, well, Sage of Hours. If it is not stopped right away, it is not going to be stopped. A 1/1 human wizard for 2 mana in blue. Whenever you cast a spell target Sage of Hours, put a counter on it. Cool! That doesn't matter. Remove all counters from Sage of Hours. For each 5 counters removed this way, take an extra turn after this one. That's what matters here. All you need to do is to get to 5 power. That's it, just 5 power on Oroid, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I've got an extra turn. Oh, but wait. Again, Oroid is going to be gaining power as well. So, of course, you just keep gaining more and more power, getting more and more counters on it, and eventually you're taking even more extra turns, which really doesn't matter actually at all. Because, again, Sage of Hours is just going to keep giving you an extra turn every single one of your turns. So you just need to get the first one going, and the first one can even be for free with, like, Invigorate. Okay, here you go. Instant for 3 mana in green, but instead of that, what you're going to do is if you control a forest, rather than pay its cost, have an opponent gain 3 life. Again, that does not matter. Again, you're playing Commander number 1. Life is just like a resource to utilize, right? And 30 at 40, sure, gain 3 life. I don't care. Whatever. Sure, take the 3 life. It doesn't matter to me. And also, I've got infinite extra turns, doesn't matter. Target creature gets +4/+4 until I have turn. So again, literally just make Oroid have 5 power. Beginning of combat, you get 5 counters on all your creatures, including Oroid. Sage of Hours gives you that extra turn. Next turn, Oroid's already got those 5 counters on it, essentially, to then start giving more and more and more counters out. You see where that's going? Yeah, you need to be wary of this one. When you see Oroid, be wary and look out for Sage of Hours. Moving on, a super sweet and amazing and crazy card that can do so many different things. Yet another mythic, $11 for this one. We've got Devastating Onslaught, a sorcery for XX and a red. Create X tokens or copies of target artifact creature control. Those tokens gain haste until end of turn. Sacrifice them, begin next end step. Yeah, getting extra token copies of something can be absurdly powerful, especially when those things have great ETBs. Yeah, that's what you really need to look out for when it's like, oh, that thing, it's got all the great ETBs. Oh, okay, they're getting a lot of copies of, oh my goodness. Okay, it's probably game over. And of course, since you are in red, yeah, that's a lot of, mana you need to put into this because it's XX, but you're in red, so you got ritual effects, you got treasures, you got ways to take advantage of this and just dump a ton of mana into it and do an absurd amount of things because, well, you could just have, like, Terra the Peaks. Yeah, this could be, like, a game-ending card in a dragon deck as well. A mythic with a mythic. Who knew what could go wrong? A 5/4 dragon with flying for 5 mana in red. Spells your opponents cast that target Terra the Peaks. Cost additional 3 life to cast. More importantly, though, whenever another non-token creature. Oh, no, it doesn't say that, does it? No, it doesn't, because if it did, that would save your opponents. But it does say whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terra the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. Here's the thing. Yeah, math is fun, right? So here we go. If you throw, let's say, 10 mana in total until the X's, so that'd be like, 11 mana total for the spell, 5 mana for each X. That is, I believe, and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that, like 125 damage, essentially, across a lot of targets, essentially. You just get 5 extra copies of this. They all see each other. They all have that trigger, and they're all dishing out an absurd amount of damage, on top of them having haste and being able to swing away as well. So yeah, typically you're going to be able to take out all of your opponents with that. And again, that's just 11 mana. I do say just 11 mana, but of course, like, the exponential growth is even more if you're at like 13 mana, with 6 of these, essentially, right? That being said, you're like, that's a lot of mana. I mean, you're in red, right? You've got ways to ramp, temporarily ramp with rituals, Mana Geyser. There you go. You just cast 1 Mana Geyser, you're probably there. Source for 5 mana, add red for each tap land your opponent's control. Again, we're playing Commander. There are green players out there. They've got a bunch of lands. Like, I got all these lands. Like, no, I'm turning your lands against you. Ha ha ha. Yeah, being able to get a lot of mana isn't all that hard in some ways. Brass's Bounty, of course, as well. Sorcery for 7 mana. For each land you control, create a treasure token. Again, if you are, say, in an Dragon type deck, you probably got a good amount of ramp. Anyways, you're in green. So yeah, with this particular combo, if you've got Terra the Peaks, if you've got Devastating Onslaught, your opponents need to look out when Terra the Peaks in play anyways, but now they can look out for something else, and Devastating Onslaught can pair with a lot of exciting and splashy things. Something else your opponents have to look out for, or, I guess you if you're not playing it, Singularity Rupture. Yeah, this is a spicy brand new card. Sorcery for 7 mana in total in Dimir. Destroy all creatures. Then any number of target players each mill half their library rounded down. My goodness. Now, this is like a combination of things that we've had for a little while now, right? We've had Traumatize, which mills someone's library by half. We've also had Wrath of God, one of the oldest cards in Magic, and it's like, hey, yeah, just destroy all creatures. I guess don't worry about the regeneration. Don't worry about that. Maybe Judgment Day is more apt to this one, but still, being able to just go, okay, destroy everything. Cool. Oh, by the way, you lose a bunch of your library. Cool. Awesome. Now, that isn't just going to end the game right then and there, and luckily, Brewvac can't utilize this in its deck because it's not in the color combination, and also Brewvac will get destroyed by this. That being said, I guess Brewvac plus Indestructibility would equal game over for your opponents with this too. That being said, a Riverturn Monument does not get destroyed by this. Does this ever look like an amusement park to anyone else? No? Like water slides and stuff? Yeah, it looks like that to me. Anyways, artifact for 2 in blue. Pay 1 tap. Any target players each mill 2 cards. Cool! Alright, 2 car. Oh, here we go. Exhaust. Yeah, there we go. 2 blue tap. Any number of target players each mill cards equal to the number of cards in their graveyard. Activate each ability only once. You only need once. Just do it once. Don't do it before you play the Singularity Rupture, of course, like wait till you play that first, and then do this. But yeah, basically, you mill everyone half their library, and then you say, here's the other half. Now, you do need 11 mana in total to do that, but you actually don't really need that. I mean, you could, like, you know, have, I don't know, something like, let's say, a Ley Line of Anticipation, right? All right, enchantment for 4 mana in blue. If it's in your opening hand, you can be on the battlefield. Cool, just like free Valkanori to start the game off because it says you may cast spells with that flash. So this, Valkanori, other ways to essentially go instant speed with your spells, can be a great way to do that. You've got the Riverturn Monument already out, and your opponents might be a little wary of it, but not all that wary. And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, this board's getting a little gunked up with all these creatures. Yep, I'm going to play Singularity Rupture, and then everyone mills half their library, and then on your next turn, you're like, oh, by the way, activate, and everyone loses their library. I mean, any number of target players, right? I pick my opponents, not myself, and all of a sudden, their libraries are gone, and I win. Goodbye. Now, this one's worth your attention, and it will be getting the attention of the table. Dawn Sire Sunstar Dreadnought. My goodness, a brand new legendary artifact spacecraft commander dude for 5 mana. That is, well, going to be a 20/20 with flying once you get to 20 plus, but most importantly, 10 plus. I guess I should say it's got station, because obviously, whenever you attack, Dawn Sire deals 100 damage up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. You're going to take out basically any creature or any planeswalker. It's going to be very tough to survive that, unless they're indestructible, of course, and then they can survive it. And what's going to be happening with this, of course, in the 99 of this deck, or in other kinds of combinations in other decks as well, is you pair it with, like, Stuffy Doll. And you're like, all right, Stuffy Doll, enter the battlefield, choose a player. That player over there. Okay, that player, cool. I'm a 0/1 that's indestructible. Whenever I'm dealt damage, I deal that much damage to the chosen player. Oh, and I can tap deal 1 damage myself. Oh, by the way, there's a giant spacecraft out there that's like, hey, you know what's going to happen? Hey, you know what? All of a sudden, you attack with anything. Again, it doesn't say whenever Dawn Sire attacks, whenever you attack. So even if you attack with Stuffy Doll, Stuffy Doll's like, I swing for 0! Yay! And then Dawn Sire's like, blast you for 100. Cool! And then Stuffy Doll blasts the player for 100 that it gets hit by. So all of a sudden, that player is gone. If you've got ways to bounce Stuffy Doll, to replay Stuffy Doll, of course, you can reset this to be able to choose another player. Or, I mean, I guess, like, you know, yeah, bouncing's probably the easiest way. There's some blink effects, too. I guess Conjurer's Closet, there you go. But, of course, I mean, when it comes to, like, the power and getting the activation, like, you can get that super easily in an artifact deck. Like, Metalwork Colossus, there you go. Already has 10 power, a 10/10 construct for 11 mana, but it's never going to cost 11 mana. Costs X less to cast, fixing total mana value of non-creature artifacts you control. So yeah, mana rocks count towards that. Dawn Sire itself will count towards that because it's not a creature to start off with. So yeah, you can cast this basically for free, tap, and then all of a sudden go, oh, Stuffy Doll, attack. Ha ha ha, you're gone. Let's zero in on this next big one, Terra Symbiosis. An enchantment for 3 mana in green. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a creature you control, you draw that many cards. There's only 1s each turn. I do shorthand +1/+1 counters. There you go. So that's what I'm saying. Anyways, being able to just do this 1s each turn, it's like, all right, let's take the most advantage of this, though, right? We want a big burst of counters. How do we do that? Well, there's a lot of different ways that you can go about that, but the perhaps spiciest one is, oh my goodness, Body of Research. Here we go. A sorcery for 6 mana in total in Simic, all pips. Create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put X counters on and exceed the number of cards in your library. In your library, did you hear that? So yeah, you're putting that many counters on it based off your library, and then Terra Symbiosis is like, hey, draw cards based on your library, basically. So all of a sudden you're getting, again, let's say you've got 80 cards in your library. You're getting an 80/80 in play. By the way, you're also drawing 80 cards. You draw your entire library with this one. Now, that, of course, can be a very bad thing. I mean, it can be a very good thing. You're like, haha, I've got all the cards in the world. And it's like, wait, but I'm tapped out. I've got nothing to do. And next turn, when I go to draw, I lose. Yeah, that could be the case. So don't do that. Make sure you've got a plan. One of those plans can literally just be, well, I guess it's a new version of this from Final Fantasy that's a lot cheaper. Laboratory Maniac. There you go. If you draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. Good for you. Have fun. You can go about it that way. It's definitely not the most easy combo to pull off when it comes to Lab Maniac wins, but there you go. Or Psychosis Crawler. Yeah, this little gem, a star for Rexian for 5 mana. Power touches each one of the cards in your hand. That's already kind of funny that you're like, all right, It's probably like a 4-4 or a 5-5 or whatever when you cast Body of Knowledge, and then you're like, oh, or Body of Research, whatever the name is. You'll be able to go, okay, cool. Now it's got 85 power. It's even bigger than the Body of Research. Awesome. Amazing. Cool. That doesn't matter. What matters is whenever you draw a card, each opponent loses 1 life. So you are draining your opponents out by literally going, I'm drawing my library. I've got a giant thing. And then all of a sudden, you're all drained. Goodbye. The final card that you really need to look out for, though, is Insight Engine. This card is gross and amazing. An artifact for 3 that says, pay 2. Put a charge counter on this artifact, then draw a card for each charge counter on it. So being able to go, okay, over the game, it would build up and I'd draw a good amount of cards. But of course, Magic players are, well, impatient in some ways, one might say. Magic players like to utilize some effects in different ways where they can really take advantage of them, maybe many, many times, maybe an absurd amount of times, maybe take a 40-minute turn. Yeah, that could definitely happen. With this one in particular, of course, like just playing regularly, you can take advantage of it by maybe doing proliferation and getting more charge counters than you normally would. Maybe some untap effects. You can use this more than once each turn. Or maybe one of the best untap effects ever created in the world, and that is Mind Over Matter. So many blue pips. But again, if you're in blue, you're probably fine. Enchantment for 6 mana in blue. 1 mono blue, I should say. Choose and discard a card. Tap or untap target artifact, creature, or land. My goodness, being able to do something like this is absolutely insane. Because obviously, you go, okay, all right, I draw out the Insight Engine. I probably have, a decent amount of cards in my hand already. Cool, I'll discard that. And all of a sudden, I untap my Insight Engine. But you know what? Oh, this is getting expensive. I have to keep paying for that Insight Engine to tap. Or do I? Because if I've got more cards, let's say again, I've got like 5 cards left in my hand, I can discard another one and let's say untap a Thran Dynamo. Taps for 3 mana. So all of a sudden, I am now having 3 mana, 1 extra just floating around after tapping it. And then all of a sudden, I go untap. I untap both my, Thran Dynamo and my Insight Engine, and then I tap my Thran Dynamo again. And all of a sudden, now I'm at 4 mana. I tap the Insight Engine, I've got 2 mana extra, and then I draw 2 cards. Now I'm netting the exact same amount of cards that I need to untap both of them with Mind Over Matter. And then I do it again. And then I'm actually getting more cards each time. Again, I'm literally gaining cards on it. So essentially, as long as you start off in the right way with this combo, as long as you have an artifact or artifacts that tap for enough mana and you've got enough cards to discard essentially to get this thing going, whether that's like a Gilded Lotus or whatnot, you are then able to go, okay, draw, untap, draw, untap. Yeah, not infinite mana, I guess, unless you've got a way to shuffle your library infinitely, so there you go. But yeah, a way to get an absurd amount of mana, a way to basically draw your entire library, and of course there are plenty of ways to win from there, so yeah, Insight Engine, be on the lookout for this one. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Make sure you comment below with your thoughts on this one, and of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.